Hi folks, and welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4. Today we've got something quite different to what I've normally done. We're playing as France, and we're going to bring back Napoleon. Vive l'Empereur! We're going to restore the glory of the French Empire. I love playing as France. I think it's a great country to play in historic. I love the challenges, and I just like everything about it. So this is going to be somewhat different though, playing in non-historical. So let's jump in and get things going. We're going to do our usual... Tell you what, let's do the national focus first. We've got to pick... to start with, revive the national block, because that's going to allow us to go down through, utilize the leagues, and go down here, which is also the route if you want to go for monarchist, but we're going for proclaiming the Third Empire, bringing in Napoleon VI as the leader of France. And that's going to lead to some fun stuff, avenging Waterloo and all sorts of other cool stuff. Yeah, we're going to put Europe right. We're going to make it blue, white, and red again. So let's get that started. Let's go for our good old traditional never do anything different start in industry. I mean, this is how I think everybody starts, pretty much, a new game of Hearts of Iron 4. That's cool. By the way, I'm playing, obviously, on non-historical, non-Iron Man mode as well, because that just makes it a little bit easier if I lose any footage through recording to be able to go back and get to the point where we last started. I don't use it to reload bad decisions or anything like that. What you see is what you get. Let's go for some civilian factories to start with. Just scatter a few of these around. That will do. Military factories. We want mostly guns, equipment, and big guns. Light tanks. I mean, I'm going to leave them in there. But yeah, we want this. That's all our military factories. Ew, that's going to sting. Right, so we've got a load of terrible, terrible ships. Let me get rid of the big ships anyway, because there's no need for those. And 1936 submarines are fine. Early submarines are garbage. Well, they're not garbage. That's unfair. But when we've got a better one, we don't need to be making those. So that's fine. Early destroyers. I'll leave the destroyers in. It's given us some spare dockyards. Let me make sure we get these done as fast as possible by just doing that. So it just fills one up and then does the rest. After that, we'll see what we want to build. And do something a little different, I think. So that's good. Let's start by just getting the entire navy. Can I do it like this? Can I do that? No. Okay. That's a shame. So we're going to put all these into one big fleet. And there'll be some new ones to join them as well. Get them into Toulon, which is a great naval base. And we will split them up there and form some proper forces. Okay, so we have... Where are you going? That was not the order I just gave. Thank you very much. Would everyone care to get over there? And just combine? Thank you. I would appreciate it. It's nice when your soldiers do what they're told, isn't it? Right, let's get... Oh, I want to be on that, sorry. Let's get the forces here into one army. Let's take the cavalry out. Put them somewhere else. And these guys are fine, so let's split them in half. We're going to put half on the front line with Italy. Oh, by the way, yeah, let's build a port right there to bring some supplies in here. And we'll put that at the top, so we don't want people starving in the desert. You know, I'm a compassionate French leader. I'm not just a tyrant. Napoleon was known as the tyrant. I'll be known as the partial tyrant, I think. I think it's far more appropriate. Right, let's also get these guys... did I not... Oh, you guys were supposed to be... Hang on. You guys were supposed to be in your own army there. I do beg your pardon. No divisions. Delete that. That's my bad. Again, you see, I don't reload bad things. What you see is what you get, as you know with me. So that's cool. We'll give them a little infantry commander. Someone lowish level. Not a field marshal. You'll do. And you can just chill out in the desert. Although, perhaps that was not the right term to use there. Let's put these in. This is going to be garrisons and African troops. So we're going to have a bit of a mix here. These guys are just going to be holding the line. Attention. And these chaps, we'll just call this Africa. I'm sure we're going to be fighting across Africa as things develop. Right. So far, so good. Time is just ticking on nice and slowly. Attention. Let's just put these guys as a little bit of a order across there. They can find their way back to Paris. Get a bit of leave. Right then, I'm going to do it like this, just so I can work my way down this list. This should be just the right amount of troops to actually defend all the ports in Algeria and Morocco. I hope it is. I think that's the right one there. I'm going to have to check that because it's not clear where that sits. And that leaves us one spare. Oh, well, we're going to have a port here, but we're going to have units in that. Having said that, I should probably have someone in it. So Tunis is not one, and that one is. Okay, that's good. That is absolutely fine. We can work with that. So who else we've got? We're going to have... There's someone over here. This is just the... We'll call this the North... Well, we'll know. The North Africa garrison. That's fine. Do we have anyone in Madagascar? Because Madagascar's like a really valuable place. I'll put you in there as well. Just because of the resources that we have there. Excuse me? No? Do we not start with resources there? Is that from a decision? Alright, okay. Rubber plantations. That'll be 8 rubber. That's something we should take pretty soon, I think. We should get that decision going. Because France will otherwise... will struggle to build aircraft. And probably more importantly, trucks. So that's something we need to do. And this one, I'm going to put you in like a far east. Let's form a force up there. And are you already actually... No, make sure you're in the ports.
Attention.
That's okay. France's Far East Empire. So that should just leave all the nonsense in here. Can we do it like that?
Attention.
Yes, we can. Excellent. That's okay. So that's going to disband that little cavalry army, which is fine. Because what we're going to do is form a new one here.
Attention.
And get all the motorized and all the fast stuff in it. Including all the tanks. Yep, France starts with tanks. Although they're not particularly great.
Attention.
They're very weak, actually. There's very few elements to these. But it's something we can build on. And we can mess about with them. Get the Mountaineers in a separate squad. And then what we have here... Okay, let's bring these guys out. We're going to start making these... let's turn this one blue so I can see. There we go. These are going to be garrison troops. I wonder if I should put them in here, actually. I might do. Then at least we know where they are. And let's start with... Let's start with the Channel ports, because we know we're going to upset Britain. We know we're going to upset Britain in this. I don't know. Actually, why am I doing it like this? Why am I doing it like this? This is ridiculous. Area defense, and all we want really is the guard the coastline here. Just make sure we've got everything covered. And it'll tell me exactly how many we need. And... oh, I could add these in as well. That's part of France. I should. I definitely should. So we need 42 divisions. Oh, guard coastline. No, hang on, sorry. Guard ports. That's... guard coastline's quite a manpower hungry endeavour. We don't want to do that. Right, cool. We'll give them a commander because these are actually quite important. We don't need to be anyone special though. And we'll put you in a defensive field marshal formation.
Attention.
Oh, here we go. Again, doesn't need to be anyone special. You'll do the job, I think, quite nicely. What have you got? Organisation first. There we go. Excellent. We're off to a start. Time is ticking on. We have no one in basic training. Let's fix that. So I need... I'm going to go for about 14 of these to add to our garrisons of the ports. I want to hold the ports before anything else. And then we'll worry about putting troops on lines elsewhere. Have we still got people who are unassigned? Oh, we've got 2 guys down here. Excellent. Right, that's actually fine. Drop you into that one. Is there... how much do I want to hold on to this part of Africa? Is the... oh, steel there, so that's worth it. There's rubber over here. Yeah, okay. I can see we're going to need a lot more garrison troops than I had originally planned here. So that's going to have to be a thing. Yeah, right. That's fine. That's fine. Who's the other one? There's another one somewhere. Oh, it's down here. Cool, they're in decent places to start with. That's fine. We can work with that. The big force, however, this needs a bit of reworking still. So, as you can see, we've still got some tanks in here. I think that should be everyone there now. So we've got regular infantry. Let's change the template so it is just using infantry. And the reason we do that is because France starts with this colonial division template as well, which is pretty much the same as its regular one, except for the addition of engineers. But I don't want to end up getting mixed up between those two, and I'm going to delete this at the earliest opportunity. So there are some soldiers out there working with that other template. Where are they going to be? So I'm pretty much sure everyone... There they are. There they are. Right, let's change you two over to the Brigade Colonial. And I'll show you what that template is as well, because it's a bit simpler. It is simply just a 6-strong infantry, and it's just for like port defense and stuff. Second lines and things like that. So it's a little bit cheaper to run, basically. And that's why we do that. Right, let's split that in half. Have a new commander. Let's give them a proper infantry commander. I don't think they're going to be much risk, though, of anything. And what we're going to do is a fallback line. And it covers the Maginot line. Technically, I think I could put these guys on as a second line division. You know, the Brigade Colonials, the cheap ones. But we won't. Excellent. We've revived the national bloc. Germany's gone instantly into a civil war, which suits our purposes quite well. And we're going to start heading down here. I don't want stability to drop too low. France has a risk of civil war, and it's the communists causing trouble. So I need to do things to avoid that. Have been caught out by that before when I've been playtesting things. So we don't want that. That would not be good. Right, you're going to be on defense. So we should have another good defensive field marshal. That's him. Yep. They are quite good. Unyielding defender. Oh, we don't have the points? Too early. Remind me to come back and do that. I need to set a reminder. Otherwise, we might get carried away and slightly forget that that's a thing. We also want a nice militaristic fast commander. This guy's good. He's also a cavalry commander. Look at this. We've got Charles de Gaulle, who's the armour. I'm going to put him in charge at the moment. Because he's good. It's just because he's good. And also, we'll put a more aggressive field marshal in. Weygand. He looks like just the job for this. Perfect. We'll come and sort all these out in a bit.
Attention.
And the rest of the infantry we'll put under there. And we can have just a regular infantry dude. Giraud would do. There's plenty of good soldiers in here, so we're fine. And a fallback line across there. We've got to watch our borders. That should cover everything. Right, excellent. Everything can play on nicely from there. Germany embroiled in a civil war. Good. I've seen this kick off a few times now. I've never once seen Hitler win this, so that's good for us. Turkey is remilitarizing the Turkish Straits. A few of you have asked me to play Turkey at some point, so that's something for the future. But we're going to see what France can do today, and this should be fun. So let's bring in these to Paris. We can see where they are. I don't think I'm going to spend a lot of time training these at the moment. What's this saying? Missing equipment production. Oh, fighters. Yeah, let's sort out the Air Force, and then we'll discuss what we're going to do with Napoleon. Right, so let's grab these guys up and disband. There's also some in North Africa. And the reason I do this is so I can recreate the groups where I want them, when I want them later. So what have we got down here? We've got just regular Air Force, that's okay. And then, I didn't realise, but France actually starts with some carrier fight. I didn't know they had an aircraft carrier, actually. I have played it historically before. I don't remember them having a carrier, but maybe they did. Did they have one historically, or has this been added in with the DLC? I'm afraid I'm a little bit ignorant when it comes to the French Navy. So what we can do... Can I put them over there and train them? Pilot exercises. Why can't I train them? Oh, I think the ship needs to be at sea. So let's just bring the carrier out by itself. No, the whole fleet's going. That's okay. That's fine then. So let's make sure that the aircraft, now that they're out at sea, we can put them on training exercise. It's just to get them trained up. He's fallen ill. I've just put him on the front line. Seriously, sanitary conditions in the French army must be terrible. So let's get those guys into there. They won't take them long to train, so that's cool. We're not actually making those fighters, so we're going to have to rely on stocks of them for replacements. What else do we need to do? We can speed this up a bit now. So I won't go on 5 speed just yet, because we're going to talk about a little bit about land doctrine. Now, I was thinking about this. Napoleon was famous for being an artilleryman. He was that's how he learned his trade in the army. Let's just change this first. Let's get the radio going next. And he was very proud of his big guns, his 12-pounders, which were bigger than was in use in most other armies of Europe at the time. I think the largest British field pieces were 9-pounders. Although they had comparative effects, but the 12-pounders had definitely a morale effect. So I was considering going down superior firepower. And Napoleon loved his guns so much, they were known as Napoleon's daughters, the big 12-pounders. And even 50 years later, during the American Civil War, the 12-pounder smoothbore was still known as the Napoleon, because that's how he, I guess, he lent his name to them, I suppose. But yeah, he loved his guns. However, during his best campaigns, and he wasn't like this through all of them, the ones that didn't do so well, like the Russian one, and some of the ones where he just tried to bludgeon his way through with big armies of conscripts, they didn't work so well. But in the campaigns that he made his name with in the early part, and his most brilliant campaigns, mobile warfare, getting there faster than the enemy, concentrating troops where they were needed before the enemy could react. That's what made him, I think, a brilliant general. And his charisma made him a brilliant leader of men. Apparently, the movie doesn't portray that very well, the recent movie, so I haven't watched it, though. Let me know what your thoughts on that are in the comments. So I'm going to go mobile warfare, and we're going to replay the brilliance of Napoleon through his great nephew, or whoever the hell it is that we're putting into power. That's the plan. That's the scheme, and we're going to roll with it. So Italy's doing Italy things. By the way, I've got all the DLC enabled again for this. Probably going to regret this at some point, but we'll work with it. Speaking of which, if we go into there's market options here. Let's auto accept purchase request. Great, that'll make life a whole lot easier. And let us sell some equipment. There's going to be some garbage in here that we don't want, like these, the NID 62 small. Thank you. There's been a this happens a lot on alt history. There's been a Japanese young officer coup. Well, we've got 144 of those. That's more than I thought. But all this interwar garbage, I want rid of it. And we've got interwar small airframes. I might keep those. Some very basic fighters. But anyway, French Air Force is reasonably large. Let's add that on. That's going to give us, if we sell it, it's going to give us a nice production boost to our industry whilst we're getting set up. So I feel like we can afford that. So we'll go and recreate the Air Force now with what we've got. We'll have 2 units of fighters. Second London Naval Treaty signed. Very good. Communists in government. Okay, I don't want this. I really don't want this. The communist movement in France, fueled by a broad dissatisfaction among the working class and radical trends among academics, has grown large enough to lead to the formation of several parties. After one of these has gained considerable support in the current election, politicians in Parti Radical have started debating whether or not to seek their support in forming a government. Although they consider our democratic institutions to be little more than bourgeois tyranny, they seem eager to make the changes they want to see through, cooperating with the government rather than overthrowing it. Rather reform than resolution, we'll get 10% support of communism. Ooh, I don't want the stability hit. I don't really want the communism hit either, but it's okay. We're gonna overwrite that anyway. We're gonna create some small fighter force, and do you want to put them on training? I'll put them on training. We'll use a bit of fuel, but it's fine. Utilize the leagues. Okay, so we're gonna deal with that communist threat, one way or another. The Council of Rambouillet, we'll put that on, and we're gonna try and increase the popularity of the non-aligned section. That's what we need to do. So we're going to work on that. Damn you, communists. I didn't want that. Do we have... We do have this. So what we can do is we can take these decisions. We're going to bleed stability, but it's going to increase popularity of the non-aligned and fascism as well. But we're going to deal with fascism later. There's a lot to deal with as France. Let's go concentrated industry and get that building up. Excellent. So we're off. We're off to a flying start. Let me go and just check this guy's points. Was it him? Yes, it was him. Let's get unyielding defender. Excellent. The rest are still flashing up, so that will remind us, I think, in time, which ones we have to do. What we're still missing? Fighters. Naval carrier bombers. Okay. We are going to get some military factories on the go at some point. Fear not, folks. We'll get that going. Oh, let me just check on the situation over here. Are our guys still training? They are fully trained. Excellent. So stand down. Hold air wings. That's good. And this lot can go back to port. Actually, the entire fleet should be here. So I can give them a proper... I want them out of the channel, certainly. Thank you, game. Thank you. I appreciate that. We've got the council done. That's good. So very soon, we're going to revise the constitution. Now, this grants us extra stability for the next year, which we're going to need. But very soon, we can actually start making some changes around this place. We're in July. It's a bit early for jumping into anything. Oh, I'll get this one for faster research. There are some research slots available to France. We'll get them going later on. And then, oh, we're catching up. Oh, free dockyards. This is something we need to do. So let me just increase, or get all the submarines out there, I should say. Put them in a new theatre. We'll call these subs. There's a whole lot of rebuilding needs doing here. As you see, yeah, there's a lot of these early submarines. We're going to just put them up to the better class. I think that is... Yeah, it's just one of those. It never does the last one. Does anyone know why that is in a game? Basically... Let's click OK to that one. You select the one you want. You double-click it. And it highlights all the ones of the same type in the group. You hold down Shift. You press Upgrade. You keep Shift held down. You press the model to upgrade to. And you keep Shift held down the entire time. It does that. But it never does the last one. I have no idea why that is. If anyone knows, then do shout up and let me know. Because that has me ever so slightly baffled. How are we off for command? Not quite enough. I will give him a command point or a perk in a moment. So that's going to create havoc with all this. Let me make sure we've got enough dockyards in the repair crew. They're only early submarines. They're not going to be great anyway. Unassigned divisions. Oh, nice. We have these. Perfect. So we put all these into our defense. Do you know what I could do? Because we have a garrison force over here, don't we? We have the North Africa garrison here. Radio. I want this as well because it's not urgent, but we're going to create some better destroyer models fairly early, and I like to have basic radar on there. Yeah, so the garrison force I've got manually assigned to ports. I could just do that same order. It makes life a lot easier, doesn't it? Generally speaking. Yeah, go on, let's do it like that. But we're just doing ports again. Actually, there'll be nothing in there, so that's fine. There'll be an extra one pop up in there from the one that we've built. And we'll just do this. It'll tell me how many we need. Although I don't know if anything really ever kicks off. Oh, this is going to be important. That one. There's even a little one there, but I suspect that's going to fail pretty quick. I'll take that out because I don't think that's a very urgent one. Oh, and there as well. Well, just the ports, really, but I'll take that bit off. That's fine. So we need a whopping 16 divisions. That's fine. That's fine. We can work that over. Brilliant. The German Reich was annexed. And who did we get in its stead? Von Mackensen, hero of the First World War. Interesting. Okay, we'll have to see how things develop over there. Very interesting. Right then, how are we doing? Estonia's declared war. Again, Estonia always seems to go straight for civil war in this. So we've gone down as far as we can for the time being. There is a 365-day pause, I guess, before we can go for the next one, repeal the law of exile. So this is where we jump into some good stuff. Do I want to ban communism? Probably not. But the stability might be a bit of an issue. Let's begin rearmament and get some military factories on the go. There's some good stuff coming up now. So what have we got? We've got... Oh, I need an army on this bit. Well, I guess I could put the cavalry in there. Which isn't... It's not very good. The infantry would be better, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's put those in with the mountaineers. Where's the 4 mountaineers? Where is that army?
Attention.
Who's on there? No one's on there? Right, let me put... you'll do. You can go in the big fat defensive force. Which is... Actually, that's the one I want, isn't it? Who's this guy? Who have we got there? Oh, that's the aggressive one. Okay, I'll put you onto there. And we'll just do that for a bit of protection. Concentrated industry. Nice. Still a bit early. That's in progress. The Air Force. At least we start with an Air Force. So that's nice. I could get some photo reconnaissance. That's something we can build early on, actually. It's not a dead thing. I want to get this for the destroyers. The artillery will need to go down. Armor, we do actually need to make a beeline for that and get some proper tanks on the go. And support companies, not too urgent. Armored trains. Could do that. Could. Let's just pick up a good old safe. I mean, we're well behind with that one. And just in case there's any trouble brewing. There we go. I feel like we're getting on with things. I won't order the training just yet, although we do need to train or pretty much everything up, actually. Oh, hang on. I'll just slow this down while we build. We've got that done. That's excellent. We've got the little port done down here, haven't we? Yep, so that's supplying our troops in the south. Superb. Okay, I like where this is going. I think it's time just to get the military factories churned out. We're going to have a bit of a penalty to doing these, but that's okay. We've actually got to get started somewhere, and France is lagging behind. Nationalist Spain declared war on Spain. The Spanish Civil War. I am tempted. Oh, the Italian Civil War as well. I'd be tempted to get somewhat involved in this, but it brings stability problems, so it's not great. So that's some free factories, right? Yeah, very nice. So this is the other thing, this big decision here. We've got the defensive focus, which opens up all this, there's some really nice things in here. And if we're going for superior firepower doctrine, that's great. However, I said we were going to go for mobile warfare, and we want to go for the aggressive focus, this is Napoleon, I think. So we're going to go for this. Even though I think the other tree is probably better, we're going to play in character a little bit. I think it's more fun to play the game like that. Nice. Factories. I'll just pause while we get this on, just to make sure this goes exactly where they're needed. Probably... I'll have one in there. The guns are okay, so that's good news. We'll build up a stock of light tanks. I think we'll put the rest into here, actually. We have no military experience to play with templates yet. Yeah, I would like to get involved in the Spanish Civil War. There are some decisions that you can unlock via a focus tree. I don't know if it's worth our time, especially if we're considering just conquering Spain anyway. It's part of rebuilding the French Empire, so... Lithuania declared war on the Lithuanian People's Republic. It's all kicking off up there. Russia normally goes into a civil war. Might not this time. UK doesn't look to be doing very much of anything. It's always curious just watching the world, see how it develops during this phase. Right, we have options. Oh, we've got to do this bit. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to spend points. Let's go. I don't know which one of those I want yet, so we'll get that in a minute. Do I want surface detection, as in spotting other ships, or surface visibility, so I don't get spotted. I think I'm going to go that one. I think that'll be better. Save my things. Anyways, because I've put the points, I've queued them up, we shouldn't ever have to look at that ever again. I'm saving the political power because there's not a huge amount of awesome stuff to go into this yet. We won't be able to change that yet, which is bad. Do we have anyone... Oh, I don't want a fascist guy. Or a democratic guy for that matter. Research speed could be nice. And civ factory construction speed. Political power gain would be nice. That's something France takes a huge hit of due to some of these. There's a lot of debuffs up here which we have to work through. Smooth talking charmer. There is nothing... Oh, hang on. 10% military construction speed. I think we're going to go with that. Let's get that going because we've got quite some penalties to that at the moment.